I am joined by, it's been a long time. She hasn't been on my show in a while. I am joined by the always
Can you
fabulous.
see me?
I can see you. Yes, I can. And I can hear you. I can hear you great.
Wait, I can't see you. Hold on.
Yeah,
Something's
you
not
won't
right.
be able to see me. I should have told you that earlier. So the audience can see you. I can see you. And we can hear you. How are you, April Rain? How are you?
I am well, thank you. Thanks for having me back again.
My pleasure. It has been a long time. Where have you been?
Oh,
That's a big question, right?
busy.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been several different places, but always happy to be back on the Benjamin Dixon Show.
Yeah, and I never told my audience, and I never really said it on Twitter, but the craziest thing happened. I was in New York for the Left Forum, and I honestly, I didn't tell you this, but I had gotten on the wrong subway, right? I got turned around and got on the wrong subway, and I jumped on the right subway at the last second, and lo and behold, I saw somebody that looked familiar. And I said, wait a minute, that's April Rain. So I shouted out the subway, and me and April Rain, you're not from New York, and I'm not from New York, but we ended up being in New York on the same day, same time, same subway, and we got a chance to talk, and that was great. So I just wanted to share that that was really fun running into you and catching up and like old times. Now, I know you've been gone and you've been busy.
Absolutely, old times like for the first time.
Old times like the first time, right? Yeah, we definitely establish that baseline. One of the reasons I haven't been able to catch up with you in a long time is because you've been on a whirlwind tour, basically discussing Oscars So White, and you've done a phenomenal job with it as the creator, and you've been really forwarding the message of bringing a level of diversity to the Academy and to the award. Just you brought light to a lot of things. And this week, there was some amazing news that came out that I felt I should bring you on. Tell us about what happened this week and some of the implications. What does it actually mean that the Academy is diversifying? Bringing
Well,
diversity. Yeah.
it's good. Yes, it's good news. It's a good first step. So the Academy has announced that they are bringing in 680, well, they have sent out invitations, I'll say, to 683 new members, both
Hmm.
artists and film executives, and just people in love with films, because there are some at-large positions as well.
Hmm.
This is more than double uh,
Wow.
the previous class, which was the class last year for 2015, was their largest ever, and then I think it's around 322, and now they've doubled that with 683. So what that means is, of the new class, 41% of the new class is women.
Mm.
So over 300 new women are coming into the Academy, assuming they accept, and why would you not?
Mm.
And almost 300 are people of color.
Wow.
So it's good news. I think it is more than what was expected, but of course, April is never happy, and so a lot more still needs to be done.
April's never happy, but you know what? There still is work that needs to be done, right? So we can't. I was talking to Michelangelo Signorelli about a year ago, and he was talking about, sometimes when we get these victories, we get victory blindness, and we think that we've made it, when in actuality there's still a lot of work to be done. So this is a big win, right? No, I mean, no one can minimize the impact that this would have. But what are some of the other things? What are some of the other work that needs to be done to move diversity forward?
Sure. Well, it is a win. I'm not sure that I would categorize it as a big win,
Hmm.
because when you drill down in the numbers, what you realize is that the percentage of people of color, with these hundreds of new people that are coming in, only increases from 8% to 11%. So that still means that the Academy is going to be 89% white.
Hmm.
Similarly, the numbers for women are increasing from 25% to 27%, so just a 2% increase. And so that means that the Academy is still going to be 73% male. And the youngest person to be extended an invitation is 24, and
Wow.
the oldest is 91. And the average age of Academy members before this was around 66. So they haven't released those numbers, but I'm assuming that means that the average age is still going to be in the high 50s or low 60s. So we're still talking about an Academy that is 89% male,
Mm.
73% white, and in their second half of life, let's say with respect to age. And so that's the concern, because even though they're bringing in nearly 700 new people, it still means that the demographics overall of the Academy were so slanted to begin with, that this is an incremental change, but a change nonetheless.
So let's unpack it a little further, right? Particularly in the conversation of representation. So I am, for lack of a better word, I'm a socialist. I think in terms of class all the time. All the time. I put class first. Even though I'm black, I put class first, and race is tied, right? It's like neck and neck tied, and depending on the situation. So a lot of times I don't pay attention to representation and diversity. I kind of put that secondary, particularly with Hollywood. I mean, they're all rich. Why should I even care that there's diversity in the Academy? Why should I even care that there's diversity in Hollywood when they're just a bunch of rich people and they're not worried about the plight of poor people? I threw a big one at you.
I'm glad you asked. Ben. Yes, I appreciate that softball. You should care because what I believe is that the Academy can only nominate quality films that are made. So the onus is still on Hollywood to increase its ranks. But what the Academy has done with not just bringing in, with this new class of membership, is it's not just about the actors and actresses. This extends to over a dozen different categories. So that means more casting directors of color and more female casting directors, more cinematographers, producers, executives, the people that are in the room that are making the decisions about which films are going to be greenlit, now look more diverse than they did a year ago. So that's the important part. And, they all have more money than you and I do, but not
Combined
all of
times
them
10.
are multi. Exactly. But they don't. They're not all mega millionaires. We're talking. Some of them are documentary filmmakers. And historically, those are people in short film and short animated filmmakers. And historically, those are people who do not necessarily have the deep pockets, but still have the talent, and then just need the opportunity, which hopefully this becoming a member of the Academy will grant them.